Hi FlossTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Robin and this is my channel Lady Robins. If you are a new friend and subscriber, welcome to my channel. I am thrilled that you're here, and if you're a returning friend and subscriber, welcome back. I'm just as thrilled that you're here as well. If you're curious about me between floss tubes, I'm also on Instagram, same name, Lady Robins. So welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Wednesday. It is, if I'm not mistaken, yes, I had to check the computer. It's the 7th of September. And it is in the evening. I have just finished up dinner. Usually I film more in the afternoon, early morning, or afternoon, late morning time, and the day has just disappeared, and I knew that if I didn't sit down right after dinner and film this, it wouldn't get done. So grab your beverage, I actually have two beverages. One is my mug of the day, and it is this guy. This is Tennessee, and this is what I had my morning coffee out of. It is still sitting on my desk. And what I am doing right now is I am polishing off the non-fat iced vanilla latte. Yep, that's what I'm doing right now. It is just a crazy day. I have been running around all day, and I am so happy to finally have a minute to sit down and to talk cross stitch with all of you. So let's have a beverage. Good stuff. And let's talk about stitching, shall we? This is 2 videos in a row, you guys, that I have an FFO. Now, last video, if you watched last video, I showed off 5 FFOs. I only have 1 this time. 1 little tiny FFO, but 1 FFO is better than no FFOs, right? So let me show you what I got up to. I finally finished Helen D's Blueberries and Black Bears freebie chart. And so I created this cute little pillow, and I have got a confession. I could not get this rickrack sewn on the pillow. No matter what I did, I could not get it sewn on the pillow. I thought, well, actually, my original plan was to go all the way around the side of the pillow. And I thought, well, I'll just, poke down and poke up and poke down and poke up, and it'll be easy. Apparently, the interfacing that I used on this was really, really thick. And some of the interfacing I use, what is the stuff I just used? Not 911. 101. I think it's a 101. If I remember, I'll put it in here. Not that you're all that curious, but anyway, it's a thicker interfacing, but it still says it's light to medium weight. Anyway, I could not get my needle through it, and I tried 3 or 4 different needles. They all seemed super sharp, and I poked myself a couple of times, and I drew blood, so they weren't that dull. I could not stitch the rickrack around the outside of this pillow. So what did I do? Well, I took a page out of Sherry's playbook, who is the Colorado cross stitcher, and she's the one that does the summer stitch camp, and she has the floss, the cross stitch store. She also owns the Loopy U, I think that's her yarn shop. And anyway, so I decided in the end that this little decorative decor piece pillow, I broke out Aleene's tacky glue, and I glued this to the front of the pillow, which is not my normal MO. I mean, I'm pretty hell bent on sewing everything. Like, I lace all my pieces when I put them on mat board, and I have kind of gotten away from using stitchery tape because I can usually do what I want to do with needle and thread. not this time. I could not sew through the seam. So in the end, I just leaned the bejesus out of it and stuck it on the front of my pillow, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. And I'm thinking, this isn't a sampler. This isn't, a big fancy thing I'm going to get framed. It's a decor piece that's going to go up in the house. So I gave myself permission to use glue, and I think it looks kind of okay. What do you think? Yeah, and so then, I added a couple cute little buttons here, a la Helen D, and I put a charm on the back. I don't know if the camera will focus. That says 2022 to remind me of when I stitched it. So there is my FFO, and if you're looking for the pattern, head over to Helen D's FlossTube, and she's got it linked in the show notes. It's probably 3 or 4 videos back now, but you can download this. So thank you, Helen, for another great chart. I think I've stitched almost all of the ones that she has created for us. I know I missed a summer one, and I didn't get around to her one from Christmas last year that had all the reindeers' names. I didn't get to that one, so I think I've only missed 2. So, but anyway, I thought it turned out really, really cute. So I am thrilled that I have got that up and running, and it's out in my house, and I realize that it is now the 7th of September, and fall is coming here in 15 days, I think it is, the official beginning of fall. That's okay. I'm just gonna enjoy it. It's one of those things where I like to stitch things during the season. So I like to stitch summer pieces during summer, and I like to stitch fall pieces during fall, blah, 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 right? I am not Michelle McGraw, who is so good about stitching like a season in advance. So when it's done, it's ready to be up and displayed for that season, and I can never get my behind in gear to do that. It's a fabulous idea, and I wish I could do it, but somehow I never quite feel like stitching things out of season. So, I just go with it. That's just me. All right. Hey, I wanted to thank you all. I had so many really nice comments on my last video about the 5 FFOs that I showed, and I just wanted to say, you guys just fill my little heart with joy, and your comments were so positive and so upbeat, and just I appreciate your comments, and I try really hard to comment back on all of what you say to me, so that I read and appreciate you doing that. So again, thank you. I really appreciate all of that support from you guys. So I thought before I got rolling too far, I wanted to show you my book of days for August, because I had a really good stitchy August. In fact, I'll just hold it back here. If you can see, pretty much I only had 2 days in August where I didn't stitch, and it was August 1st and 2nd. And every other day I have got stitching in there. And I think I pointed out that I started back into 25/7 stitching on the 9th of August, and I have not missed a day since then. So 25/7 stitching has kind of gotten back into my life. I'm working on the Huckleberry Farm, and I'll show you my progress on that a little bit later in the video, but I'm just having a complete and total blast. So I thought I'd do a few little stats from August for you. I also participate in Whip Go, and so my goals for Whip Go are 5 days of stitching, and for it to count for a day of stitching, it needs to be a minimum of 1 hour. So I was able to do my 25/7, my Whip Go, and I completed it. And the 2 whips that were called in August were the Noel Sampler by Satsuma Street and Joyful World, where I stitched and finished the August Snowflower Diary piece. So I completed Whip Go in August, and that hasn't happened for quite a while. So I was thrilled with that. I also had, let's see here. I had, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. I completed 4 things in August. So I completed my Redbird Sampler, which I showed last video, I believe. I finished my August Snowflower Diary piece. I finished I finished the Blueberries. So I FO'd the, I got a finish on the Blueberries and Black Bears by Helen D. And I finished one of the Summer Days Prairie Schoolers. So I thought that was pretty good. And then, of course, as you know, I had 5 FFOs, fully finished objects, which I showed again on the last video. So I thought that was really great. And then I did have, I think I had two new starts. Is that right? Yes. So I started and finished Helen D's Blueberries and Blackbirds in August, and I also started an old Bent Creek chart called, what is it? Pumpkin Flower Sampler. So, in fact, I haven't shown that yet. So anyway, those are you know, just a few stats. I thought it was interesting. And then it's not a Whip Go goal, but it was a little personal goal for myself, is on Quaker Turtle. I wanted to finish a Quaker and a half in August, and I got that done also. So let me show you some of those whips, and I can show you what I've stitched on in the last couple of weeks. So let me start with my new start. Let's start there. So I am almost done. I'm super done. In fact, I'm hoping after I film this video, I can sit down and finish it off. But this is the Bent Creek Pumpkin Flower Sampler. And so I've got all of the alphabet done. These are rows of specialty stitches, so I've completed those. And so there's just some curly cues and another leaf going right across the bottom there. That's all I have left. And I saw Fiona from Fiona's Craft Cottage. Hi Fiona, if you're watching. She inspired me to start and, you know, just work like crazy on this. So I started this on August, I just dropped it, August 25th or 6th. Let me look at my calendar. Oh gosh, I'm wrong, 27th. I started it on August 27th, and then I pulled the call for flosses, and I didn't really like them. Sorry, Bent Creek. The orange that they called for the pumpkin was not pumpkin-y, orangey enough. It was, I think it was nutmeg, which is a little browner, and I really liked how Fiona's looked. And Fiona had actually put in her Instagram post the 3 colors that she used on her piece. So I copied Fiona, and so I used, well, I think I changed the orange. I think Fiona used Fallen Leaves, and in the end I used what is this? Weeks Clockwork. I also used Classic Colorworks Hickory Sticks for the alphabet, and then for the vines I used, I think this is Endive. Yeah, is that right? Yeah, I used the Gentle Arts Endive as my green for the side, and then the specialty stitches We're done in another week's dye works. Do you not pronounce it Schneckly? Schneckly? I think that's how that is pronounced, but forgive me if I'm wrong. So anyway, I just kind of copied Fiona. I was so excited to start, and like I said, I should have that finished tonight if I don't chat too long on my FlossTube. So that was a start since last I saw you. I also started another thing, and let me show you that. Now I've been collecting the Crazy Annie's 12 Days of Christmas stockings, and I haven't started a one of them. And I had told myself once it hits September, I am going to start working on these. So I gave myself a start on stocking number 1. And if you guys would like to see these all up to date, I guess is the right way to say it. Christine, who is Stitch All the Things, she has stitched all 7 that have been shipped to us. I am just starting number 1. But here is my start on, number 1, the Partridge in the Pear Tree. And I am using all the called for floss. And this is stitched on a 32 count black linen. And this linen, I can see the holes. I am not having any trouble whatsoever stitching on this black linen. So I am really thrilled with how this is turning out. And when I started, when I ordered the kit to start with, I made sure that there's beads here and then there's red beads up here. So I ordered that, and then I did order the Lady Dot, I think it's called Vanilla Chenille, for the trim. So I've got everything set and ready to go, and this thing is a really nice chart. It is easy to follow, and like I said, I'm not having any trouble whatsoever stitching on this 32 count black linen. So that was my second start since last I saw you. And what about other whips? What else did I stitch on? As I told you, I'm doing 25/7 on Huckleberry Farm. Plus, it was, like I said, my whip go. So, in case you've forgotten what Huckleberry Farm is, this is a pattern by the Blue Flower. And I have made tons of progress on this guy. So, let me show you. I am stitching this on a 36 count fabric that was dyed for me by Brandy at BeStitchMe, and it's called Huckleberry. And so when last we got together, move back a little bit, I think I had just gotten the me in here. No, that's not true. I think I'd gotten the G done. I think I'd gotten through there. So I've finished the entire alphabet. I have put on this side. Nope, this side. Oh my gosh, fumble. I've worked more on the border. I've put more blueberry or huckleberries in, and I've added that little, I think it's a hummingbird. So I've added that little hummingbird. And yeah, I am thrilled because the next row down has got some really cute animals to stitch. There's the little bear holding onto the huckleberry. That cute little design. I don't know if that's a bowl with huckleberries in it. And then of course that beautiful monarch butterfly. So those are the next things coming up for me stitching on my Huckleberry Farm. So I am really happy with my progress on the Blue Flowers Huckleberry Farm. I'm loving it. I didn't do anything with the threads. I'm just stitching the called for colors. So I think it looks really good. I'm really, really happy with my progress on Huckleberry Farm, and I'm gonna keep plugging away at this. And I thought about changing out my 25/7 piece when September started, and I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna keep going on Huckleberry Farm because I love this piece, so I'm just gonna keep working on it. Why not, right? So there's that. Let's see, what else did I stitch on? Let me consult my little calendar here. So I've been working on the pumpkin flower, Huckleberry Farm, worked on the stocking. Oh, Quaker Turtle. That's what I forgot to pull. It should be right behind me. Hold on, give me one moment here. Yep, it's right back here. Yeah. Okay, so Quaker Turtle, I challenged myself to get a Quaker and a half done on this piece in August, and I'm going to challenge myself to do the same thing in September, because if I do that, this should be finished by the end of the year. So let's refresh your memory on Quaker Turtle. Let's see. Yeah. Here it is. So here's where I've gotten to on Quaker Turtle, and I'm stitching this on 32 count white Zweigart linen, and I'm stitching it in DMC 3808. And what Quakers did I finish this time? So what I finished was, I finished this Quaker up here, and then I moved down to the bottom, and so I finished the kind of the outline around this Quaker piece, and then I started also the border on this. So I'm telling myself that's a Quaker and a half, right? So when I pick this up again, I'm going to finish this border and then do the fill-in on that Quaker. So that's my plan for, there's my progress and my plan for what I'm going to work on the Quaker Turtle in September. So this is not going away very far. I am really happy with how it is stitching up. It is just a joy to stitch this thing, you know, no color changes, and you know, my needle just glides through that nice 32 count white Zweigart linen. It's just yummy. So in case you haven't seen it, I've got the pattern here. I will show the whole pattern to you. So like I said, that's what I finished, and then I'm moving down here. So that's where we're at on the Quaker Turtle. Let's see here. I'm trying to think. I haven't started Snowflower Diaries October piece. That is what I decided to do for September stitching. So let me show you that kitted up in just half a second. And then the other thing I just wanted to show you is Harbor Haven, because that is Harbor Haven and Huckleberry Farm are my Whip Go calls for September. So let's show you where I am at on Harbor Haven. Okay, so Harbor Haven, I have completed I've completely completed 2 charts. So this, the middle of the tree is chart 1, and then over to here with that red house is chart 2, and this over here is chart 3 that I am working on. So you can kind of see where I'm at. I've got a lot of, over here I've got a lot of water fill in. There's another tree that's going to go in here, and then I believe there's a sailboat drifting on the water on the chart. So there's tons of good stitching to do on Harbor Haven, and as we always say, oh, this will stitch up quick. I don't believe that on this piece. It'll just take as long as it takes. But I love the piece. I'm stitching it on 32 count sea foam linen by R&R. Is that right? Is this R&R? Is that R&R? No, that's not right. Is that right? No, Weeks linen. Yeah, 32 count sea foam Weeks. Now this is the old Weeks. This is before it was the Zweigart base, so it's a little floppier, but that's what was available when I started it, so that's what I went with. And it's not so floppy that I'm having trouble, so it's okay. It's okay. And I didn't change any colors except for the water. The water, I went with 2 over dyed. One was, one's a, let's see if I got it written down. Yeah, so one is Bejeweled, which I believe is Classic Colorworks. Don't quote me. If you need to know, send me an email. And the other is Turquoise, which I believe is Gentle Arts or Weeks. I don't know. But anyway, like I said, if you need to know, if you're dying to know, send me an email and I'll send you the particulars. But anyway, that is my starting spot on Harbor Haven. So 5 days on Harbor Haven should get me quite a ways down the line on that, guy. So I've got so much good stitching ahead of me with Harbor Haven, Quaker Turtle, still working on Huckleberry Farm. I've got the stocking, which honestly, I think maybe 3 nights at the most I should be able to finish that stocking. So I've got that all set to go. And then, oh my gosh, you guys, I have kitted up 2 more projects. You want to see them? I mean, as long as I'm going nuts, I'm going to stitch all the things, right? So where did it go? I kitted up, well, like I told you, I kitted up the October Snowflower Diaries. So I did go with skipping September. And so I'm going to stitch the hedgehog and the cute little snail. They're just adorable. So that is going to be started sooner rather than later this month. And you know, if I didn't have the overdyed, then I just pulled the DMC equivalent. So that is set to go. And you know, here's my fabric. It is the same thing I've stitched all the others on. It's 32 count vintage butter pecan by Lakeside. So, but you know, 100 years ago, I was able to find Lakeside at Acorns and Threads. So I've got fabric for the whole series, all, you know, in my cute little bag. By the way, this is also a bag by Christine from Stitch All the Things. I was lucky to get one of her bags a couple of years ago, and I love it. So that's one of the things that I've kitted up. So I'm going to be starting that here in September. And then the other thing that I have kitted up is the autumn. This is Brenda Gervais, Seasons of the Heart. This is her booklet. It's got all 4 seasons, and I'm going to start the autumn pillow here. And I am going to stitch that on, what have I decided to do? I think this is this 32 count? What have I got here? Pardon the crinkles. Nope, I'm going nuts. I'm going nuts. I'm stitching this on a 36 count light Mocha. That is what I'm doing. So there's my fabric. And honestly, I think I'm supposed to be starting it today or tomorrow. There's a few people on FlossTube Erin, who is Perpetual Projects, said that she was going to start stitching that with some of her friends, and if anybody wanted to join in. And I'm like, I've got that pattern. I want to stitch that house and those adorable pumpkins, and of course the owl in the moon. So this is another start for me in September. Apparently, I'm gonna start all the things. We'll see how much I get finished, but it's set, it's ready to go. I'm really happy about that. So that's what I've kitted here in the last couple of weeks. And I'm thinking, because I'm gonna have the pumpkin flower sampler finished tonight, I have room, right? Don't I have room? My face is turning red. I'm a little embarrassed at all the things I'm starting, but that's okay. Who cares? Okay, so where are we? I have a little bit of haul, so I thought I would show you my haul. Now, the first thing I wanted this isn't haul, this is a happy mail. I got a thank you card from Wanda, who won one of my giveaways a few videos back, and she sent me the nicest card. So Wanda, I got the card. It's been riding around on my desk probably for a month, and I wanted to thank you for thanking me, because this showed up in my mailbox and it was much appreciated. I really loved getting that in the mail. That was so fun. So thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. Okay, so now to haul. I got my latest, what is it? Bird Crush Club. Lindy stitches her year-long Bird Crush Club. So this month's bird is the American Goldfinch. And there is our chart. So I received that in the mail. I have only stitched 2 of her birds. Doesn't mean I'm not going to stitch them all, because I'm planning on that, but I've only gotten around to 2 of them, but that's okay. It'll just go in my stash, and when I get to it, I get to it. I just love her patterns. They're so fun, and they're so charming, and they make me happy when I see them. So even though I've only stitched 2, I'm really glad that I'm in the club and I'm getting all the stuff. So that was one of my pieces of haul. The other thing that I did was I ordered fabric from the Fat Quarter Shop, which is insane, because I only use fabric these days for the back of pillows, or maybe if, I get really crazy and I make a stand-up, right? A flat fold stand-up. But Anna, who is Stitch Roadie, showed this on both her Instagram and her FlossTube, and I couldn't not. So I ordered 5 different pieces of fabric, and they all coordinate, which is really nice. But it's in a series called S is for Sewing, and they're just the cutest, you guys. So I got 5 different pieces of fabric. Let me show them to you. And I am, of course, going to be, angling for another start on a different Brenda Gervais pattern. What is it? The book that has all of the tomatoes and the pin cushions. Oh my gosh. So anyway, this fabric, look at this. It's got your pincushion tomatoes, and then this, which coordinates with it. Look how great these 2 coordinate together. So this would be super cute for a flat fold together. Wouldn't that be cute? So I got those 2. And then the other ones I picked up all coordinate. So this one with a light background has got those beautiful tomato pin cushions, spools, and scissors. But then there's one same background fabric, you know, background color, just the spools and the needle. And then the third one just, you know, coordinates with those guys. And there's this beautiful red tomato fabric. So I've got plenty of finishing fabric for things in the future, but I am definitely, you know, eyeing this fabric for finishes for those Brenda Gervais. I don't know, I can't remember what the pattern is called, but it's like something, you know, sewing. I can't remember, but you know the one I'm talking about. I know you do. You're all out there in FlossTube land yelling at me, Robin, it's called blah, blah, blah. So you know what these are going for. So Anna, thank you for the enabling. And like I said, I've got so much of this stuff that I have got all sorts of great backing fabrics for pillows and mounted flat folds. So it will go to good use. I'm really happy to have that. So that's my haul. In terms of other things, I've been calling out FLOSSTUBERS that I've watched, and I have one that is relatively new. She has 3 FLOSSTUBERs up now, and it is Hallie, who is the bookish stitcher. So if you need a new person to follow, Hallie is delightful. She's stitching wonderful things. I am absolutely enjoying her channel, and she does do some book recommendations at the end of her videos, which is right up my alley. So Hallie the Bookish Stitcher might be for you as well. I would suggest watching her. In terms of books, I forgot to bring my books with me. I'm almost halfway through. I am such a pokey reader right now. I am almost through halfway through the 3-year swim club. So there's that. I am listening to The Rose Code by Kate Quinn on audiobook. Excellent audiobook, excellent reader. And then I just checked out, it's by TJ Klune. I think it's Whispering Beneath the Door. Let me see if I can Google that really quick for you. Google TJ Klune books, yes. Under the Whispering Door. I just checked that out. So I read, what was the other one? The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. I loved that one. So I have high hopes for Under the Whispering Door. So that's what I'm reading. I just had something flash through my little pea brain here a second ago. Excuse me. The last thing, I have done a thing. And I don't know if anything will come of it because I didn't do it the second it started, but today you could put your name on the wait list to attend StitchCon 2023 in June of 2023. So I put myself on the wait list for Weekend A. Gotta pick one. So I picked Weekend A because I think the second weekend might be when my son will have finished his finals week and then we can go on vacation. So I thought I'd do it sooner in the month as opposed to later. So if I get into StitchCon, I will let you know. Like I said, I put myself on the wait list. We'll see what happens. And I know that there were people that were poised over the keys the second it opened, and I added myself to the wait list, I think 3 hours after it opened. So might not make it, but that's okay. So I did that thing. All right, before we get out of here, I do have a few things I would like to pass along to you. So let me just hold up a couple of charts, and if you would like it, comment on this video. Don't forget, for those that might be new, in my show notes, I have a happy mail form. So please put your name and address on that form. If you use a handle when you comment on FlossTube, please make sure you put that handle in the comments area so I can figure out, you know, this handle goes with this name. And, you know, normal rules, don't say giveaway, don't say, you know, free, all those things that get the trolls coming to the channel. So if you can avoid all that, that'd be great. Don't forget, you need to be 18 to enter. I'd like it if you're a subscriber. However, I am far too lazy to check. So if you're not, you're not, and you win, you win. You know, no harm, no foul as far as I'm concerned. As long as the stitcher gets it and they're happy with it, that works for me. Let's see here. These are one-of-a-kind items from my personal stash, so if something goes wrong with the post, I can't replace it, and so I apologize. Doesn't hold any monetary value. So, okay, we've done the rules. Let's get to some giveaways. So, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, I am just reaching behind me here. I have a Bent Creek chart. So it's a little Bent Creek chart. I ended up with a duplicate thanks to Nancy, and so this is snowbound. So if you would like this chart, just say snow. Okay, snow. Next thing I would like to pass along is, you guys are not going to believe this, I hardly ever give away charts that I have stitched, but my boxes are full. I've been organizing my craft room, and so I have decided that I can let go the hands-on design series, the laundry series. So there are 3 charts, and you know, you stitch them all as a series, and so I'm gonna send all 3 charts to one person. So for this, say laundry. Okay, laundry. So we've got snow and laundry so far. The next thing I'm going to pass along is some fabric. Not that I hate it, it's just that I know myself. This is cool fabric. However, when I look at it, I'm like, it's far too jazzy for me, but it might be just your thing. So this is a 32 count Fortnite fabric in the colorway hue. So on this one, just say fabric, okay? Fabric, if you would like to stitch on this. So that is, we've got snow, we've got laundry, we've got fabric. Let's do, I think do I have one more thing up here. Oh yeah. And then I've got a really big chart, and I'm not sure where it came from, but it is by AuryTM, and it is called A Sampler for My Mother. So if you would like to stitch this, again, it's gorgeous. I just know that I'll never get to it. There are so many things that I want to stitch more than this, that if you would love to stitch this, this is for you. Use the word mother, okay? So that is 1, 2, 3, 4 things to pass along to you. So on these, I'll mail them anywhere for you. Yep. Just a piece of life updates. My parents are doing okay. They're not great. They're, you know, they're aging and things are harder. My dad's mobility is going downhill a little bit. My mom's short-term memory is getting shorter and shorter, so she is more easily confused, and because of that, she gets her, you know, her anger fuse is a little shorter, so she gets a little mad a little easier. So think good thoughts for the parents, because they're, they're struggling. It sucks to get old, and especially with dementia and Alzheimer's. So anyway, just in case you were curious, there we are. There's your parent update. As for me, I'm doing okay. I'm just doing the best I can to keep them on the straight and narrow. So that's it for me, you guys. I appreciate you being here. I really do. Have a great stitchy week or weeks. I'm trying to get back into doing these weekly, but it still hasn't happened. So, it might be a week or two. If you signed up for StitchCon, crossing my fingers for you. All right, y'all, have a fantastic day, evening. I'll see you when I see you. Okay, stitch happy, my friends. Bye.